Guys, welcome back to our favorite YouTube channel, Honey and Lemons. How's your day? My day was up down, up down, up down, but here we are, adulting. I don't know, those of you that are full-blown adults, not we that are just learning the ropes. I need to give you guys kudos, man. I don't know how you guys did it. Like, I honestly think that we need to take time out and thank our parents, because they did adulting like it was a breeze. Now that we're adults, well, young adults like Mua, I feel like, is this what it was? How didn't they tell us? Like, okay, so now that you're 18, there are some things you need to know about adulting. How did they tell us? I feel like I would have done a lot much better with a few tips about adulting. Honestly, that's just what I think. But well, here we are. We move. So today I'm going to be talking about telltale signs of emotional lines, crossing emotional lines. How to know when you are inching closer to that emotional line or when you have basically crossed it. Now, this is a continuation or a sequel from last episode, right? And I spoke about emotional thin lines in the last 2 episodes actually. If you did not watch those 2 episodes, kindly do a step back in 2 places, watch the last 2 videos, and then come follow up with this one, because that's only when you will understand better. That's when you would understand what I mean. So yeah, you have this friend and all was going well at some point, and then you just realized that you guys started going apart, and it was not because of distance or communication barriers. Like, you guys were actually still in constant communication, but things just changed all of a sudden and you could not place your hand on it. Eventually you moved on, but you would have really loved to know what happened. Let me give you the diagnosis of that friendship or relationship. So one or both of you crossed the emotional thin line, right? And these are some of the telltale signs that you crossed the emotional thin line. First off, there was tension. Too much tension. Now, this is not the Bollywood, Hollywood, Nollywood kind of tension where you can hear the soundtrack do dum 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 dum. I should be a big boxer, big boxer. I think I should do it like dum 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 dum. The kind of tension I mean is where you and this person are communicating, but somewhere in the back of your mind, you know that okay, so you guys spend a lot of time together, but there's still so much tension. That is number 1 telltale sign that you have crossed the emotional thin line. Now, I'm not saying it is you that is always at fault. Let me put this out there. Sometimes it's also the other person. But I am saying these are signs that you will know that one or both of you have crossed the line emotionally. Number 2, you always want to be too careful. You now find out that you are becoming too careful with your speech, with your actions with this other person. So before, you could just show up at this person's house and then strip and then just be yourself. But right now, you enter the person's house and then you're like, can I sit down? You know, or you go in and then you're like, oh, sorry, there's apple in the fridge. I'm giving a random example. There are apples in the fridge. Can I take one? You know, you're becoming too careful. You're replaying scenarios in your head. You're replaying sentences in your head. You're asking yourself, okay, should I say this? Will the person be comfortable with this? That's sign number 2 that you have probably crossed the emotional thing. Because you guys say I'm a troublesome person, that's why I'm saying you. But I don't necessarily mean you as the culprit of the relationship going south. I'm just saying it takes 2 to tango, right? So it means one or at least one or the both of you would probably have done something to make the relationship go south. Number 3, you just realize that things are just, there's just been a shift in the equilibrium of you guys' friendship. Like, you find yourself making excuses that benefit you, not the other person. Now, a relationship, whether friendship, business relationship, romantic relationships, you guys are supposed to be respectful of each other. You guys are supposed to be considerate of each other. You should be empathetic, right? But you find out that, let me use a friendship for example. So I'm supposed to call you, and then I'm like, oh, when last did this person call me? It's normal to ask yourself that question once in a while. Let's be honest, we're humans, right? There's that tendency to want to question these things. But when it becomes excessive, like you want to call this person and you're asking yourself, maybe you called the last time, why are you calling again? Okay, so basically, you started counting, putting a count to stuff that you do for this other person. that shows that the emotional line has been crossed. I don't know why I'm speaking so much phonetics, but I think I'm just in my phoneme mode right now. But I need to give you guys like caveats in knowing if you have crossed the emotional line or not. First of all, you should not bend or change for anybody. Now, change is good. You need to change if you have a flaw, which everybody has. If you have a, did I just say flaw? Huh? Yoruba accent again. Yoruba accent. If you have a, if you okay, okay, let's just laugh this one out. If you have a flaw that needs to be fixed or worked on, please try and work on it. Don't say this is how I am. Nobody likes nonsense. This is how you yam. This is how you yam. When yam rotten, we gonna throw it out. We go throw it out. But do not bend or break or conform to an image or a perspective that someone has of you, which, trust me, is quite uncomfortable. Being there, done that, very uncomfortable. So do not bend, right? Because this other person wants you to. Because trust me, if you do that, at some point, because that's not who you are, at some point you would want to revert to stethoscope, right? And when you change, it will look like you have crossed the emotional thin line. That's when you start hearing that you've changed. So please, change because you have a reason to, and it is the right time to put that change to work. Number two, please, 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 and please be empathetic in a relationship. It takes two to tango. Always put that at the back of your mind. So always put yourself in the other person's shoes. It makes you more tolerant and more patient. And thirdly, ensure that you stay true to you. Remain true to yourself. Trust me, that's the best gift you can give yourself. Like, you will be so thankful that you are as real as you can be. Because if you change or you're not empathetic and then you now decide to be a fake person, that's like too much. If you don't stay true to yourself, you will not form genuine, solid relationships, right? So I hope I have spoken enough phonetics for you to know that there's small sense in between these ears. But until the next time you see this face, breathe. Trust me, I know it can get hard sometimes. It can get overwhelmingly choking sometimes, but just breathe. You got this. I will keep saying it. You got this. You are a champion. If you don't believe it, look at me. You a champion, girl. I love you guys. Bye.